What's up guys, edrone here, and today we're going to be giving my Martian 2 a software update. Stay tuned. So even though my Martian 2 is flying pretty well, it is a little outdated, and it's time to go ahead and do some software updates. What we need to first do is download the newest version configurator of Betaflight. I'm going to walk you through that process, and we're actually going to download the new configurator, and then once we have that downloaded, then we're going to flash the newest version of Betaflight to the Martian 2 flight controller. This newest version of Betaflight, as you know, with each software update in Betaflight, the PIDs just continue to get better, and the stock PIDs continue to get better and better, and it actually flies better and better with each update, it seems. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and download that newest version and see if it makes the Martian 2 fly any smoother, see if the PIDs actually get any better. I'm going to open up our Betaflight here. Here we go, Betaflight configurator. Okay, let's see. You are using an outdated version. Version 10.2 is available online. Please visit the release page to download and install the latest version with fixes and improvements. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go to the release website. Okay, if you scroll down, you'll see for Windows 7, 8, and 10, you need to click on the Betaflight Configurator Installer 10.20. So you're going to double click on that link right here. And down here on the left, click the little arrow up and select Open when done. Now you can go ahead and hit the next button on the Setup Wizard. Okay, you're going to need a licensing agreement. Scroll down and just hit I agree and decide where you want it to save, which is fine on the C. We're going to click install, and it's going to go ahead and install our new configurator. And here it is. Configurator 10.2.0, the newest version of Betaflight. Now what I like to do, go ahead and minimize this, exit out of this. What I like to do, oh never mind, it already gave us a desktop, so we're good. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. And that's how you download the newest Betaflight configurator on your Windows 10. Alright, now that we have the configurator, the newest Betaflight configurator downloaded, now it's time to go ahead and hook the Martian 2 flight controller up to the computer. Now, the way you're going to do this is you're going to use your USB, your micro USB port here. One end goes into your USB in your computer, your device, and then we're just going to plug it in. My flight controller is right on the top here. You see it on the top stack. There's our USB port here. Now, I'm just going to plug it in just to see if it recognizes the Martian 2. Because normally, when we download these new configurators, normally it doesn't recognize it right away. So let's see. Go ahead and plug it in. Okay, I have it plugged in. And wow, look at that, success. So it actually did recognize the Martian 2. And what we can do is come down here to the CLI. And in the command line, you're going to type in version. And you can see that the version of Betaflight on this Maytech F405 flight controller is 3.2.5. So if we disconnect here and go to firmware flasher, okay, we need to disconnect again. Disconnect. Okay, we are disconnected now. We go to firmware flasher here. You can see that the newest version of Betaflight is 3.3.1. So that's what we're going to flash to the Maytech F405 flight controller in the Martian 2. Now, in order to do that, this is what we need to do. Go back to the original screen. Now, unplug the USB port. There's a button right next to the USB port here. We're going to hold that button in at the same time we plug in our USB. That's going to put the board into bootloader mode so we can flash the newest version of Betaflight. But before we flash the newest version of Betaflight, what I like to do is come down here to the CLI. In the command line, you're going to type in dump. This is going to dump your entire configuration, all your settings, everything for your drone. Now, all you have to do is right below dump, you're going to left click and hold the button and scroll all the way down till you get to the very bottom. This has all your settings. Okay, you're going to right click and you're going to select copy. Then what you need to do is open up, if you have like a notepad or something like that. Now you can see I have pasted my entire config for Betaflight in my notes. But this is important because now what you can do is you can copy all this information for your configuration and paste it back in the CLI tab once you upgrade your firmware. Because most of the time you will lose your entire configuration when you flash the newest firmware. So we'll go ahead and minimize that. We're going to go ahead and open up our Betaflight. We're going to disconnect. Back to firmware flasher. Disconnect. Firmware flasher. Here we go. We're going to unplug the Martian 2. Now what we need to do is, you see this little button right next to the USB? That is the bootloader button. So what we need to do is we need to push that button in at the same time as we plug in the micro USB. That's going to put it into bootloader mode, and now you'll see the comm status has changed to DFU, which that's what you want to see. You're going to go over here to the Maytech. You're going to select F405. You're going to choose your firmware, which is 3.3.1. You're going to leave no reboot sequence, full chip erase, leave that on. Flash on connect, we're going to leave that off for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to load firmware online. It's going to find the firmware and load it onto the configurator. And now you can see right down here we have a flash firmware button now. No turning back now. Here we go. Flashing firmware. It is erasing what's on the flight controller right now. And now it is flashing the newest version of Betaflight. And like I said, with each newer version of Betaflight, there seems to get more features and better stock PIDs. They seem to keep making these things fly better and better with each firmware that gets newer versions. Okay, so programming successful means we are done. Everything went great. Okay, always make sure you select your correct flight controller. If not, you can damage the board. Okay, So now we're going to see if we can connect. And there we are, connecting. Now let's see if we can spin the drone this way. So I have the camera facing this way. We're going to reset the Z-axis. Now let's see what happens. Yep, so it is moving the correct way that I move it. See that? So that's good. Now, on a completely flat, level surface, okay, I want to make sure it's nice and flat. I'm going to reset again. Make sure there's nothing underneath of the drone. We're going to go ahead and calibrate the accelerometer. Okay, so the accelerometer has been calibrated, so that's good. Now, before we go into all this good stuff, we need to go into our CLI. Now remember, we had our notes. Alright, so now in the command line, you can right click and click paste, enter. Okay, you see your whole configuration is posting. So once that's all loaded, it's going to change all of your configuration back to what it was. You're going to type save, enter. This is going to save your config. You must type save. You can see right there that we now have the newest version of Betaflight 3.3.1. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I apologize about the screen recorder app I was using. I don't know why. I kept glitching and freezing, and it didn't do a good job. So in the next video, we're going to go over the Betaflight configuration and all the PID tunes and all the tabs and all the settings, and make sure it's all set up the way we want it. Till next time, guys. Edrone out.